I don't know.
By the way, hi everybody.
Big echo.
Yeah, you will for a second. Let it adjust. Hi everybody.
Oh, are we just on?
Yeah, we're on. Hi. I pointed.
Hi.
Didn't you see me point?
I didn't see the point.
I did
I didn't
this.
see it either.
Then I was saving my game.
Dude, I am like, I have to find some time this weekend to definitely go see the Meg.
Yeah? What's the Meg?
The shark movie with Jason Statham.
I didn't know that there was one. How did I miss
You
that?
didn't know this?
No, how did I miss this?
How did you miss this? You don't know about the Meg?
No. Maybe I saw something about it, but didn't care. But
It's Jason Statham versus a megalodon.
does
I don't
he
think
call
it's
it Meg?
Megalodon.
Is that his thing?
Huh?
Is that his thing to call it Meg?
I don't know. The movie's called The Meg.
Yeah, but I mean, somebody had to have gotten that, like, from his catchphrase, right?
Maybe.
Joe, what's his catchphrase?
Jason Statham has a catchphrase?
Yeah, what is it? You have to know it, right?
Lock, stock, and two smoking barrels.
I
That's
don't know
his
what that was.
That's his catchphrase.
Was that an
Lock,
accent of
stock,
some kind?
and two smoking barrels.
What
That's
accent
his
is that?
catchphrase.
That's his catchphrase, right?
Yeah, but what accent is that?
Cranked.
Did you say cranked?
Or crepes?
Cranked.
Cramped? Like cramped?
I'm the transporter. That's what he says. That's his one
That's
of his other
it? Yeah,
catchphrases.
that sounded right. That's what
I'm the transporter too.
Is that a second one, or just the second time that he was it?
No,
or was
that's-
he also
these are-
saying that he is the transporter?
No, these are all his catchphrases.
Oh. I don't remember
Yeah.
him saying that last one.
The mechanic. That's another one that he does.
Yeah, it's not ringing any bells.
That one's not?
No, sorry.
Oh, well, I mean, Fast and Furious 6.
I do remember that one.
Yeah, that's a big one of his. Can't believe you don't.
You said that at the end of the movie, right?
He says it
Yeah, when he
all
when
the
he
time, like even just when he's doing interviews.
when he gives Vin Diesel the baby, he's like, "Man, that sure was a Fast and Furious."
Yeah, sometimes he'll walk in, he'll be like, "The Italian Job." Whoa.
Was he in all of these? I don't remember.
He is. Anyway, the Meg comes out and it's a big shark movie, and I love a good shark movie. I love a lot of shark movies that even people really hate. Like I liked Open Water. There's a few others that I like. That there was a Mandy Moore shark movie that came out a couple years ago, maybe 2 years ago, called 47 Meters Down. Big fan of that one.
I don't remember that either.
I don't remember that existing.
No, it's a thing. It's
Are you
actually really terrifying premise. They go out and they're gonna get in a shark cage. So this like guy takes him out, and it's kind of a sketchy guy. Like he, it's a shoddy run business. I don't think he's got insurance or anything. And
Oh, man, sketchy.
they get into the shark cage and go into the water, and something breaks, and the shark cage goes all the way down until it hits like the bottom of the ocean. And so in between them and the surface is a bunch of sharks.
How many?
I think two,
Two?
maybe three.
Are the sharks like intelligent and they've solved like how to
No,
get at
so
them?
like most of the movie is like her and her friend are in the shark cage, and they're just afraid to kind of go up. And then I think like somebody tries to rescue them, like a rescue team comes in, and they end up like stuck at the bottom of the ocean too, and then like they get eaten. It's a whole
Of course.
thing.
So the Meg,
Yes.
it's just Jason Statham. Yeah, Jason Statham versus a big shark. That's it. He doesn't like do anything else. Is he like a scientist?
I don't
think he's ever played a scientist. He's always
he
the guy
might.
running away from scientists.
Right, he might be a scientist. I don't know what he is. I
Like a
assume-
shark scientist?
Let's be real, scientists aren't as muscular as
Yeah, exactly.
Have you not seen The Fifth Sense with Dolph Lundgren?
I have
Well, I
not-
mean, doesn't Dolph Lundgren actually have
Yeah,
like,
he's
Did
actually
you
a
set up
scientist.
this
like a
this
chemistry degree?
play the music?
What? You mentioned the movie. What?
Is this from the Meg?
Yeah, this is from the Meg. This is the theme song to the Meg.
This is the Meg's theme song?
Yeah.
Meg is a theme song.
Oh god, no! This is like some guy dancing.
Oh, it's Jason Statham dancing. I remember this.
Yeah.
It's great. I would love if this song was in the movie.
I don't know that it will be in the movie.
But this is like a goofy movie, right? He hasn't really done a goofy movie since people realized that this music video existed.
What about Expendables? Wasn't that kind of
Yeah,
like
but
a
it's
goofy
not
movie?
not the same type of goofy.
Expendables is a goofy. It's a
Not
goofy
like
movie.
man
Like,
versus giant shark goofy.
yeah, I don't really know what this is supposed to.
What
like,
about that movie where he was with was it Sacha Baron Cohen and they were brothers?
I don't remember that.
I have no idea what
It
that
just
is.
came out like 2
When
years ago.
was it like set currently or?
What was it called? Yeah, it was like he was like a spy, and then
Death
Sacha
Ray?
Baron Cohen was like an
Corn?
idiot.
I don't remember this. I doesn't ring
War?
any bells.
No, it was like the brothers something
The Brothers Grimm?
maybe.
That was a different
Oh,
movie.
that was a Sacha Baron Cohen movie. I don't think he was in it. Though.
I literally said that. He was in it. He was the brother.
No, I don't think Jason Statham was in it.
Who was the brother then?
I don't know, but I don't think Jason Statham was in that movie. I could be wrong.
Lonely Joe's a bunch of boxes today.
What?
Lonely Joe's seat is a bunch of boxes today.
Yeah, it's a lot of trash there.
Well, I mean, it's boxes that I first stuff I just bought like this past week.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Hey Joe, I got a
Warped Tour.
question.
Oh, you got a
Before
question
that.
for him that's not about Warped Tour?
It's not about that. So I know that you got a stand-up air conditioner because your window one broke, but you didn't take the window one out of the window.
No,
it's
it
a
was
smart
really,
move that he made, though. To be honest, looking at that the way that it's set up, he did the right thing.
I guess, but it's just why.
It's
he would've
because
Needed,
one day.
like, cardboard and tape.
No, one day it was out. It's just one day it was really, really hot in here, and my stand-up air conditioner was not doing anything. And the only way it was bearable was if I fished out my old air
So
conditioner and I put it
you
in
are
the window.
using two air conditioners right now.
No, the window one's off. Like I can't run them both at the same time.
Okay.
But the window one was the only one that was working on that really hot day,
Okay. I see.
and so I just never took it out.
Okay. I was really confused. It looks like
Also,
there's a bunch of
I just like
giant
being
fries.
cool. I like sleeping with blankets, and I
can't use
want
an
to
air
be
conditioner
cold.
when I sleep. They're too loud.
I have to sleep with it on. It's too hot.
I like to be cold when I'm sleeping.
prefer that as
Not-
well, but
Me being cold, but I like it to be cold around me.
I,
I like
yeah.
to snuggle up.
I agree. It's just I'd rather not have that sound.
Yeah.
Oh, you can hear it?
Slightly yours, but I mean the one in my bedroom I can hear when it's on, and I'm sleeping next to it.
Oh, I don't hear Joe's.
It's like faint if I ever hear it. That's not what I was talking about.
Okay, I was gonna say the show's not worth me shutting it off. I need the cold.
No, that's not what I was talking about. Okay, so Warped Tour.
Warped Tour.
It feels like ages ago.
It was a while ago. I had a good time. It was pretty cool. So Goldie came up. Goldie and Bojangler were both there, and they hung out with us at the Lotus the night before.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I
Feel like
liked
the mosquitoes. That was his favorite part.
that was terrible.
What was my favorite?
The mosquitoes. You loved them.
Oh, the mosquitoes. No, the mosquitoes were the worst part.
Yeah, I honestly, hanging out at the Lotus anymore.
I'm not a
it
fan
just-
anymore.
It's just
I can't
so
do it.
exhausting, and you could tell Joe, the Lotus Joe, was like he didn't want to serve us anything other than Mai Tais.
Yeah.
And when we were like, "Listen, you've served us 3 Mai Tais,"
Yeah.
We had to stop.
we ordered 1 Mai Tai, and then it's 3 refills later.
Well,
and-
it's not even that. Like we didn't even order the one. He just brought them over.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we-
Well, I
we
mean,
didn't
right when
really-
we walked in.
Yeah, it's not like he was like, "What do you guys want to drink?"
Oh, yeah,
I
there was
wouldn't
no
have ordered
option.
the Mai Tai.
There was no
no
option.
option.
Yeah. but you know, like you go through and it just I can't drink those anymore. They fuck me up, but they give me terrible headaches, and I hate life after drinking just one of them. And even while we were drinking them, I was like, if I drink too much, like tomorrow, I'm gonna feel miserable all day long, and that's the last thing I wanted to do was feel dehydrated on what I knew was already gonna be like a hot fucking day.
Yeah, that wasn't my issue with them. My issue with them is I just wasn't in the mood for sugar at all.
Yeah.
So just being like fed just sweet drink.
Yeah, like I didn't want to be hungover when we went to Warped Tour.
But it was cool, you know. I mean, honestly, once we got into it and Goldie and Bojangler showed up, we really, I thought, had a good time. It was a lot of fun hanging out with them, you know, at the Lotus.
Yeah. And then in
Had a good
Joe's
time.
yard or driveway.
Yeah, then we went over to Joe's yard afterward and just got eaten by mosquitoes. Goldie brought us some beers from Virginia, and we all drank those beers. And that fucking sour beer, man, I still think about it. I still think about that sour
Which
beer.
one was that?
I don't remember what it was called, but I just wish that I had a good sour beer.
I have a lot of them. It's pretty
Why
cool.
don't you bring one?
I can't.
You could.
No, it's far away.
Uber.
That's expensive.
You got it.
I mean,
Matt, why don't you just drive down and shop at Dave's store and then just drive back up?
I could do that, I suppose.
I mean, it's just 4 hours for a little bit
Yeah.
of beer.
Yeah, for a little bit of beer.
I have 90 cases of
But
shipyard
think of
pumpkin.
the 10% discount Dave could get you.
That's true.
I can really give you any discount I want, but
You can give me the four finger, the five finger,
the Simpsons discount.
the Simpsons discount. But Warped Tour itself was a lot of fun. It was really cool. You know, I was going into it kind of like a little reserved about how much I was really going to enjoy it, just because, you know, the lineup itself.
It's fine.
While there were some bands that I was really excited to see, but there wasn't a lot of bands I was really excited to see. But it was good. It was just fun all the way around. I was some surprising acts that I saw that I really enjoyed was Silverstein. They were really good. Trash Boat was the other one that I
enjoyed Trash Boat.
Yeah, Joe and I watched Trash Boat by ourselves. Just him and I, and I was really glad because I think everybody else was like, well, not everybody else. I think Bojangler was gonna go check out 303, and then everybody kind of.
Dave and Goldie just like want a break or something because we had
Yeah.
like a half hour between.
Yeah,
the
we
other set.
had like a little while to go.
Yeah, there's nothing for me
before-
for that half hour. Yeah.
And then what was the band that was? I think that was the Chelsea Grin or something. We were gonna go meet up with Chelsea Grin after that.
I don't
but
really remember.
Trash Boat was really cool. Like they were just I didn't realize they were from Britain, and
They all spoke with British accents and they sung with British accents.
One thing
They
that
didn't-
was cool to me, or not cool, interesting to me, is that like I expected there to be fewer peers. I mean, obviously there were still a lot of kids, but I expected a lot more kids relative to not.
Are you
kids.
saying most of the people there were oldies like us?
No, I'm not saying most. I'm saying
Not most,
a
but there
larger
was a
percentage
lot.
than I thought.
yeah, I kind of thought I thought the same thing. I would look over and honestly see like that 40-year-old person.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, okay, like that's kind of cool. But I will say one of the things that shocked me was at some of the shows how young the people were that were there, just getting into it and singing along with
certain bands, yeah.
with certain bands, because I'm like, wow, like that they were really big when I was 15,
Yeah.
and this person was probably like 6.
Yeah.
And not listening to music at all. And here they are, singing their hearts out like I was when I was 15, like that was,
I mean, that's at every show, but still, I don't know.
yeah.
I haven't been to one of those in so long.
The whole scope of things, like at some points I was like, wow, like there's a lot of stuff that has just kind of passed me by. There was I just feel older. Uh, some stuff I'm just like, you feel a little out of touch, but
Yeah.
definitely saw a lot of female hairy armpits and legs.
Yep.
I actually saw 3 people without legs.
Yeah,
Like, literally
there were a
had
lot of people with no
fake
legs. I've been seeing a lot of people with no legs recently, actually.
Yeah, they had like
The
fake
new fad.
legs. The metal legs.
I saw one Tuesday, actually, that confused me. So he had 2 different shoes. His fake leg was wearing a Jordan. But, like, okay, whatever. Like, I guess that
Did
one's
he
not
just
going to
want to
get beat
draw
up.
attention to
I don't know.
his fake leg?
But the weirder thing is that he was also wearing a sock on it.
He put a sock on the fake
What's
leg?
the point of a sock? Like, yeah, it's just, like, loosely, like, hanging because there's no ankle to actually, like, cling to. So I was really confused. Is that a thing? Do people with fake legs wear socks on the fake foot?
Why
Yeah,
isn't fake
I think
leg
so.
just like a metal bar? Like, why don't they ever fill it out so it doesn't look like your pants are like squished?
No, I've never seen one that had pants. They all have it, like, exposed, the leg.
Yeah.
I feel like if I had a fake leg, I wouldn't wear shorts. I just wear.
You don't wear
pants to
shorts
hide.
now. Do you have
don't
fake legs?
Now,
Yeah, but maybe I have a fake leg. You don't know.
Joe was
It's like
miserable.
it's his,
the
like
entire Warped Tour.
diabetes. It's like diabetes, like prepare or preparation. He has to
Yeah.
hide his legs.
Joe's got like this vicious abscess in his
Oh,
stomach.
yeah.
And
Listen, I wasn't prepared to share that, and now you're sharing it with
I've
everybody.
exposed you. Yeah, so like I just remember the night before. So I knew that he had the abscess, and I knew that he'd gone to the doctor to have it taken care of, but I didn't know the.
Not a doctor.
Oh, sorry, urgent care, because his dermatologist wouldn't
Yeah, I went
touch
to
it.
the clinic at CVS.
You know, you've
Yeah.
got a bad abscess, like a bad skin abscess, when your
No.
dermatologist is like, listen, you should probably just go to the ER.
No, I called to set an appointment with my dermatologist, and he's like, I don't do those. Like, I just refer people to surgeons. And I'm like, so what should I do? And he's just like, go see your regular doctor. And I'm like, okay, I don't have one. So then I walked into urgent care saying like, hey, can you guys do something with this? And then,
Did you
know,
just
they
like show it to
scalpeled it
him,
out.
like the lady at the desk, like, hey, can you
I didn't even know if they would. So I called
you
her.
take care of
and
this,
I'm like, hey,
sweetheart?
do you guys do this? And she's like, I couldn't tell you. The nurse practitioner has to look at it. And I'm like, okay. I just didn't want to spend money like going to urgent care if they weren't going to do it. But I walked in anyway, and they took care of it.
So they cut into what were 3 pockets of abscess.
It was big.
And
Like,
stuffed
remember
it with,
my old one? It was.
Yeah.
You didn't
that
let us see
size.
it,
It was like that size. On
but
my
we don't know
back,
how big it
and
was because you never let us see.
I didn't let you see it, but it was like the size
I
of a,
felt
like
it.
a
I
golf
did
ball,
feel it.
like a half of a
It
golf
was weird,
ball.
yeah.
It's huge. It's like at least an inch in diameter.
It was pretty
And
gross.
they did the same. It was the same thing. They novocained it, and then they used a scalpel and they cut into it, and they, popped it like a big zit, which it basically is, and then they packed it full of packing.
So
And
he had that done, and then we were out at the Lotus with everybody, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm thinking about going to the urgent care tomorrow morning before we go to Warped Tour to have it like repacked."
they told me to. They told me to come back Friday to have it repacked, and that was the day of Warped Tour.
Yeah,
'Cause I had
you like toughed it out for a while, but then I think it was like around 5. You were just the most miserable human being.
I was in extreme pain by the end of the Warped Tour. Like at the end of the day, because I had already taken a bunch of ibuprofen. They gave me no pain medication. They were just like, just take ibuprofen. And I was out of that, and I was just in extreme pain the whole night. And I looked at my bandage when we got to the restaurant afterwards, and it was just disgusting. And I didn't have a replacement bandage on me.
This is pretty gross.
Yeah. I mean, they've all been gross. I've been replacing them constantly.
So is it? I mean, it had to have it's gotten smaller since then.
It's gotten smaller, but I had to go to urgent care like every couple days so that they could repack it. And literally
What's
today,
that cost? Like to go?
I don't know, because my insurance it won't. My insurance is terrible. Like I have to cover the first $3,000, but I don't get billed until months later. So
Yeah.
I actually have no idea. Like I'll find out in like 3 months how much this whole thing has cost, and then I have to pay it out of pocket, unless it's up to $3,000.
Right. Well, you have to pay up to $3,000.
Yeah,
Right?
so if it's like $3,500, then I have to pay 3,000, and then my insurance will cover $500. So I'm hoping it's not like I just have to pay the like walk-in fee, which I think is like $90. $90 times like 6 times I've been
Yeah,
there.
you've been there
weeks.
so many times.
But like when I had it done on my back, it cost me over $1,000. So,
Dude, our health insurance at work, all of our like our monthly or well, yeah, all of our monthly costs have gone up. Mine's gone up by like $100, and they passed out this letter to all of the employees that were like, "Hey, listen, like here's some tips so that maybe next year our premiums will go down." It was like, don't
use
go to
your
the
insurance.
emergency room. It was essentially don't go to the don't go to the doctor. It was like don't go to the emergency room, go to urgent care. Don't do this, do this.
I mean,
like,
that part is true because emergency room is like twice the price of urgent care, and for the most part, you could get a lot of stuff done, as it turns out, at urgent care. So
yeah. But those are nurses that are working on you, right? Do they have a doctor that actually comes in?
they
like-
don't. It's a lot. It's a bunch of physician's assistants and nurse practitioners.
Yeah.
So like, there's no doctors there. But if it's really like, honestly, for like, they can write prescriptions. So like, anything basic they can do. Like, if you have the flu, or if you just need a drug test or an STD test or a physical or something, they can handle it.
A good old vaginal swab.
And evidently, if you have a skin abscess, and the guy, he tried to calm me down. He was just like, "Oh, this isn't even the worst one I've ever seen." One guy had one on his rectum that we had to lance, and he was just describing it while he was, shoving my wound full of packing, and it's super painful. By the way, it's like the whole area is tender, and it's like this sharp pain.
This article says that an insurer also have established urgent care co-payments, typically $20 to $40, that are far lower than the $50 to $200 for an emergency room visit.
But that's if you have an HMO. I have a PPO, so mine's higher. It's not co-payment.
Yeah, I can't find
the
like
office visit.
how much does it cost to go to urgent care?
They don't advertise a price because
I understand. Oh, it says 50 to 150. The cost difference alone should be enough to encourage people to go to urgent care, since the average urgent care visits range from 50 to 150.
Yeah, because it depends. Like, my insurance doesn't cover all urgent cares. It only covers like a specific company's urgent care.
Mm-hmm.
So if I went to another one, I would have to pay their full price. But if I go to the one that they've negotiated a lower price, which I don't know. I think it's like $90.
We Michelle and her boyfriend were there as well on Thursday night, and Michelle was like, "Oh yeah," she's like, she didn't think that she would like Warped Tour, and I don't get like as much metal as she's into. I mean, those Monster Energy stages would have entertained her all day long. Like, I think
actually, when I was there were a couple of bands like Necrogoblicon that I was just like,
dude, that band fucking sucks. That band,
Yeah, what the hell
but
was
it was
that?
like,
I'm sorry,
metal.
Necrogoblicon. Everybody that we were with, Goldie and
They all thought
Bojangler
it was
and their
funny.
two friends,
Yeah.
they were so into fucking Necrogoblicon, and it was awful. There was nothing good about it, and for whatever reason, I guess my phone heard me listen to Necrogoblicon
Oh, really?
at Warped
This is
Tour,
great.
so I started getting these like fucking notifications on my phone, and the Necrogoblicon, whoever plays the goblin in Necrogoblicon does a talk show, and he talks to like other bands.
What kind of idiot has a talk show?
As the goblin or
as the
itself?
goblin, yeah, and it's the most unfunny, just I don't like Necrogoblicon. Sorry, I don't do it.
I didn't really get it. Like,
I think the whole point of the band is that they have a goblin dancing around,
Right.
And like
But I don't
their
like that
music is
style of music.
inconsequential. I think it's just a front for the goblin to dance on stage.
I mean, any band that is famous for that type of metal, where like it's the pig squeal vocals, I'm all out. Like I don't like it. I've never liked it. The music to me isn't. It's just fast noise. It's just not my thing. But fucking people love the Necrogoblicon, I guess.
possibly.
I like that you were like, Michelle would have liked the Monster Energy drink stage. Like,
Yeah, well, that was like where all the metal bands were. I mean, that's where everything heavy was. Obviously, the Journey stage is more of the pop bands, and the Mutant stage, or the Monster Energy or Deadpool stage, that was where all the heavier stuff was. So, my favorite, obviously,
including Senses Fail, because they were on that stage.
Of course, yeah, their music has tended to be more heavy than pop, so which was a great way to end Warped Tour. Fucking Senses Fail, man. They just really put on a great show.
Yeah. Yeah, and Umsho would have liked that too.
I think so. Yeah.
Especially his little medley at the end.
Yeah, that was so funny, dude. I loved the trolling, like fucking Buddy from Senses Fail, just pissed everybody off. They were a lot of people unhappy because
were they pissed
there
off?
were a couple of people. Didn't you see the people that were like there
people
was
were unhappy?
I didn't see
there were
that.
3 people that were in front of me that when they did that Aerials cover by System of a Down, like that was the start of the medley.
Yeah.
When he said "When Angels Deserve to Die," he replaced the lyrics "Tom Brady deserves to die."
Oh yeah,
they were
like
upset about that. Okay.
Tom Brady.
I thought about the medley in general, and I was kind of neutral about that. I can't imagine anybody.
Oh no,
being
I don't think
neutral.
it was all of the attacks on the Boston Red Sox.
Oh yeah, who the fuck cares
Brady
about that shit? That was
and Dunkin' Donuts, but 3 people raised their
the Dunkin'
middle
Donuts
fingers,
one. I didn't get what?
Turned around and walked out. They left.
Hey, why does he?
The other ones I
Donuts?
understand. I didn't get the Dunkin' Donuts one. Like, was there something else related to Dunkin' Donuts that I
think
missed?
he was just attacking Boston lifestyle.
Right,
Wait,
but
is he from like New York or something? Because he kept saying Yankees were better.
Every city has Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, I was
They
gonna
all
say,
have
like, if he's
Dunkin'
from New
Donuts.
York or something. Like,
Well,
there's Dunkin' Donuts everywhere.
Yeah, but Dunkin' Donuts does kind of suck. Let's be real.
Yeah, but it just didn't. It didn't fit in, I guess, because I don't think anybody cares that much about whether or not somebody else likes Dunkin' Donuts.
I mean, dude, all the math holes. Hold my
People
Dunkin'
honestly
Donuts.
care if you don't like Dunkin'.
I don't know. That was weird. That was really.
Dude, what are you
strange.
talking about? Why are you acting like you don't know a bunch of cringy people that are like, "Oh, I'm an asshole. I love Dunkin' Donuts. I
know people at work who say they don't like Dunkin' Donuts. I don't remember anybody saying.
Okay, this is where you take that weird stance. Like, I understand that there are people that don't and love Starbucks only, but there's a ton of people in Massachusetts that live and breathe by everything that's Massachusetts.
I don't know.
And I've know numerous people that are like that. You don't like Dunkin' Donuts? What?
I don't know. I just
There's
can't
some
imagine.
other like Massachusetts chain that were.
I don't know. I mean, I guess we can like Honeydew also.
I suppose Honeydew.
Honeydew's I used to like Honeydew a lot.
Papa
I like
Junior.
their donuts more than Dunkin' Donuts. They got big donuts.
Do they? I don't remember the size of their donuts.
The Honeydew donuts are huge. They're like twice the size of Dunkin' Donuts.
I know, like years ago.
I sit there all the time. If I have any like legal work that I need to do, I go there. I meet with my attorneys there.
I'm gonna miss that place if it don't open up. Yeah, a lot of my friends go in there, get the cold coffee, iced coffee, I guess it's called.
I have definitely got a lot of old coffee at Dunkin' Donuts,
Old
especially
coffee?
if you go like later in the morning or afternoon. You just get coffee that's been in the pot all day.
Oh yeah, I mean you get that at every coffee place. I mean that's kind of what happens.
Honeydew used to have like these chorizo breakfast sandwiches.
I think
I
we still
remember.
have them.
Do they still have them? I just remember having one years ago, and I loved that fucking breakfast sandwich.
I really love the breakfast sandwiches at Honeydew. I think they're far superior to Dunkin'. But I used to get a Dunkin' coffee and then go to Honeydew.
I don't know, but you
Because
also
they
said
sit right
that
next to
the
each other and
egg
get a
bites.
sandwich.
Joe said the egg bites at Starbucks were good too. I tried them; they weren't good.
I
Egg
like them.
bites?
Yeah,
You've
they
not
aren't
had
good.
them? You
What
should
the
try
fuck's
them.
an egg bite?
It's an
They're
egg.
literally like
It's like an egg nugget.
yeah, it's a
It's-
sous vide egg
yeah,
bite.
it's an egg
like
nugget.
made in a sous vide.
Oh no.
They weren't good. They were
They're
like
tasty.
they're
They're
fine.
super
They're
tasty.
fine. They're fine rubbery eggs.
I'm
Maybe
weird
yours
about
were.
eggs these days anyway. Like, there's been a couple times where I've gone to Dunkin' Donuts, and I get the sandwich. I had it with egg, and this was last year at some point. Like I went through this weird phase. If I bit into anything with egg in it, like a fried egg, or I would start gagging.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
I don't understand it. Rochelle made like something with egg once, and I remember like I took one bite from it, and I was like, I can't eat this.
Well, how come the last couple times I went to visit you, you've made eggs in the morning then?
Okay, see again, like it's this weird.
Come on, Rolly.
Yeah, I remember this.
This is what egg bites
Didn't
are.
we talk about this a
It-
lot?
it-
That's
yeah,
not
you-
what egg bites are. That's
and-
not what they are.
Matt, this sliced up
They're
is egg
so
bite.
good.
That's what an egg bite is.
Yeah.
That
It's
makes
not
sense.
an egg bite. They're so
Because you
good.
people are staring at them. Quit looking. It's hard to do this when you're not, when you guys just, it's not a friendly environment.
That's not an
for-
egg
for
bite.
this
You have
kind
a
of
sous
thing.
vide, Dave.
Yeah, I know.
You could make these egg bites.
Yeah, but egg bites were not good. I had them; they weren't good.
They were good.
Not really.
Maybe it was that Starbucks you're at because
I don't
honestly,
think I would ever want to eat anything called an egg bite.
I mean, the name of them
They're
and what they
super
are
tasty.
sounds fine. They were just not good.
Do they put
it's
cheese
got
on
bacon,
it? Like
no,
what
it's
is
got
it?
bacon and Gruyere in it, or you can get the one that's like egg white and
Aficionado, Joe.
some,
Egg bites.
like peppers or something. And then there was another one that was chorizo and tortillas.
I don't like it.
Chorizo, though,
You,
Matt.
you don't even
like
know what it
chorizo.
is. How do you not like it?
I don't like it.
It's super tasty, and they're great if you're on keto because there's no like carbs in them.
That's
Well, I
not
mean,
a
there's
thing.
9 grams of carbs, but that's low.
I'm not gay, Joe.
I'm just saying, I'm giving people the options here.
Yeah, I don't know. It just his attack on Dunkin' Donuts was confusing.
It was whatever. I thought the whole show though, it was a good
No, it's fine.
final
Yeah.
send off. I am bummed. I sit there and I say like, oh, I'm bummed that there's no more of these. Haven't been.
Yeah, I know, in 10 years.
10 years. So obviously I contributed to maybe one of the reasons why
Right.
nobody is, or why they're canceling it. Although I think Warped Tour has been fairly successful. I don't think that.
I don't know.
Why
I
are
mean,
they ending it? Just because?
Don't wanna do
I'm
it
wondering
anymore.
if it is just because Kevin doesn't want to do it anymore. Kevin Lyman.
I don't know. I'm sure in a couple of years there'll be a reunion Warped Tour.
I mean, like there was definitely. I don't know about other places, but there was definitely about as much of a crowd as there can be.
Yeah, that place was packed.
So
Yeah, well, that one was sold out.
right.
Warped Tour was
So
sold
I
out.
don't know what
So-
the consistency of ticket sales is.
Yeah, I don't know if they've been selling out every year, getting close. I mean, they always get really good big bands. Like,
Yeah.
there was a shitload of people to see Simple Plan, right? Like the
That was actually
And
kind of
they
good. That was like stupid, but kind of good.
yeah, I mean, it was weird.
Yeah, it was
because
like-
I think it was you I told, like, when I first saw Simple Plan, like when they were
He
out,
was still young.
their lead singer looks like he was 12. Like
Yeah,
at
he
that
did.
time looked like a 12-year-old, and looking at him up on that stage, he looked like a 50-year-old.
Simple Plan
Uh,
like started. They got famous like just before my first Warped Tour, so it was
Yeah.
like super long ago.
Yeah. Oh, it was a super long time ago. I can't remember if they were there. I would assume they were there one of the years I was there. I don't remember when Good Charlotte was huge, right? When that record came out with like Lifestyles.
Yeah,
of
about the
Urchin-
same time.
That they headlined the Warped
That was
Tour.
like 2003, 2003.
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. My first Warped Tour that I went to. I remember seeing they kind of closed out the night.
Super
Good
weird.
Charlotte. Good Charlotte.
Yeah, it was fine. I mean, I probably had a little better time than I would have regardless of who was there, but like there was like just that level of enough of bands to like make it,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it was just enough, and it was fine, and I'm glad that we stayed for Census Fail.
Yeah.
At one point when we were kind of just like sitting there
The
for
traffic,
45
yeah,
minutes,
thinking about that, I was like, oh, we could just go.
I did. I thought to myself, I was like, we could easily just leave. We could just walk right out of here, and everybody would be home early and get to bed and
Mm-hmm.
fucking. But I'm really glad we stayed. Really glad we stayed. It was a good time though. I liked it. It was a good show. Bye Warped Tour, right? I could see them doing something though. Like
Yeah, I mean-
maybe not like a festival or I think you
Right.
mentioned that
Yeah,
there would be a
Yeah,
festival.
that's what I think it's gonna be. Makes more sense.
The Warp Fest.
Yeah, it makes more
They
sense.
did that. They did that. I think it was a cruise last year.
Yeah, but if it was just that, just like one weekend thing, I think I'd
I would
prefer
love
that.
to do a Warp Tour cruise.
Yeah, a cruise.
Oh my god, I would love to do a cruise. Like I've never done a cruise before.
Think about it,
And-
Matt. I mean, how much did the beers cost there? They're what, like $20 for a beer?
Yeah, but cruises typically are all.
yeah, but
inclusive.
not when that's how they make all the
$15 for
money.
a shock top.
It was $15 for a Bud Light. The shock tops were like $18.
Yeah,
weren't
they were.
No,
premium.
that was the most expensive was $15. $13 for like a Bud Light, Budweiser, Miller, whatever they had, and
A
then shock
coffee.
top and was 15.
A coffee was like $20.
But on a cruise, like you usually can buy those packages, like the all.
Well, depending if it's like a
Well, most
weirdo
cruises
show cruise,
are.
that's how
They're-
they're planning on making
they're,
money.
What?
I mean, they would have to make money for that many more people, like because they have to pay for all the acts too, right? So you'd be paying more
Well,
than you
you
would on a
pay
typical
an inflated
cruise.
price. You pay for the cruise,
Right.
And they're usually all inclusive, so you get free. Not
But you
well,
wouldn't
sometimes
on
drinks,
this one.
but like food is usually included.
I don't think they
um,
would be on this one. I mean, food
I
would have
think
to
the
because
Warped
you'd have to
Tour-
stay alive.
I remember looking at ticket prices when it was a thing, and I'm pretty sure they had an all-inclusive, drinks included, and
Yeah.
I want to say it was like $1,200 for.
Because a lot of those cruises also have
yeah,
casinos.
but those are
They make a lot of their
cruises
money
that are
way, too.
separate from like an event. That's a different thing.
No, it's basically just a regular cruise, except there's also an act like the whole time. Like that Star Trek cruise. It's basically just a regular cruise with a Star Trek convention during the day.
Right, but these are doing it this way. You have to pay for each one of those acts. It's not just one act; it's several, like a lot of different acts that you need to pay for. It's a way bigger cost.
Well, I think what would be cool if they did a Warp Tour cruise would be like there'd be a lot of bands there, so like they'd all be mingling during the day. Like
Yeah.
on the boat.
The only thing I think Simple Plan was actually on that bill, but they had like Story of the Year, which I really wish that Story of the Year was
Yeah, that would have been.
on this, but I can't find the prices. Are you excited that fucking Picard is doing a Next Generation thing?
I am. I can't wait to see what they do. I'm happy that they're finally doing a show that's not like a fucking prequel. Tired of the prequels. Like, as somebody who's like super into Star Trek, I was into Star Trek after like Next Generation onward, and not so much the original series. And the fact that they're like mired in doing all these prequels, from like Enterprise to the new Star Trek movies to Discovery. Thank God they're finally doing something past Voyager.
So I'm also kind of glad for that, like that same type of we're not going backwards, we're kind of going forward, but I don't even feel like it's going forward. It's almost just staying, like they're doing this as
Well, they
such a
haven't really-
safe move, because it's like, all right, well, we've got Star Trek, we got these people to jump in for to sign up for this for Star Trek. You know, it's really the only kind of original thing that all access bullshit has, and now they're trying to really rope people in
Right.
with, Picard's back, guys.
Well,
Yeah,
I
but,
mean,
like,
I'm
this is,
kind of
like-
looking at it as a more likely version of the last season of Scrubs, right? So they had JD there, or Zach Braff there for that last season of Scrubs to try to like ease into the new cast. I'm kind of
So you're
hoping that's how they use Patrick Stewart, where
That
they
he's
give
gonna
him
be,
like
at Starfleet Academy as the commandant.
well, for
and
like
he's
not just for this one show. I mean, for more of the universe in general on CBS All Access. I'm hoping that that's how they plan to use this show, not to be like just nostalgia bombs like crazy.
Listen, I would be happy if it's just Picard at his vineyard, just testing out various wines and telling everybody how they taste, because I'm just a fan of Patrick Stewart.
Right, but okay, that's.
You wouldn't watch that, Dave?
I
If
would
Picard
watch
just
it.
like,
I'm not saying I'm not gonna watch
This
it.
is a sour batch.
Yeah.
You wouldn't watch that?
I would watch it. I would love to watch that, but that's not what we're talking about, Joe.
And what if he's just like somebody comes out with a cheese plate and he tells you which cheeses to eat with his wines? And then they do this cross promotion thing where they sell his wines.
I would love, like, the thing that I would love to see out of Star Trek series is almost like a Black Mirror, Twilight Zone, just
Oh, mirror universe nonsense.
no. I'm talking about just every episode. It's not mainly like it's not an Enterprise. It's just a ship
Well,
out.
that was the original pitch for Discovery. It was supposed to be an anthology series, so like each season would have been something different, but for whatever reason, they decided to continue just doing Discovery nonsense for the next couple seasons. Because he wanted, like Brian Fuller, when he was the producer, he wanted to tell like individual stories. So like the first year, he wanted to tell a story about Starfleet's first mutineer, and then in season 2, I think he said he wanted to go further into the future, like to 2500 something, and do a season there. But then, Brian Fuller left the show pretty early on, so they scrapped all that.
Yeah. I don't know. Again, I think it's. I don't think it's gonna be good.
I'm
Why?
not
Just
going to
because-
expect
I mean-
anything from it.
They haven't really announced anything other than Patrick Stewart's coming back. Like, they don't even have a pitch for the series yet.
What has ever been good when they've like they've done something along these lines?
There's the meme of Patrick Stewart not aging. That's bullshit. The man is old, and he
He
looks
looks
old.
Look old.
And
He
when
looks
people
old.
say that shit, it pisses me off because
Did
it's
people
just
not
stupid.
see him in Blunt Talk because he looked old in Blunt Talk?
It's
think
just
anybody's
stupid,
gonna watch
and it just pisses me off when I hate that shit, and I think that a lot of morons that think that have actually started to believe it, and they are going
Well,
to be
you
very
know that also
disappointed.
means that Data can't be on the show, because how are they going to explain Brent Spiner being
Yeah.
old?
I mean, that's different. I'm talking about Picard not being able to really do anything. He's an old man. He's going to stand around, and that's it.
That's what I'm saying. He needs to like just have a show about his vineyard, which wines to drink. And Ian McKellen comes on, and he just drinks wine with him.
How they
You
said
read this
there-
in a Reddit
like,
comment.
There's gonna be 3 new Star Trek shows.
4. They,
So I heard. Oh well, I think it's 4 in total, right? And then
Yeah.
they said that there's always going to be something Star Trek running on CBS All Access. Like, so when a season ends of Discovery, then whatever starts up, and then when one ends, they have the other. So it's like every week there will be a fucking Star Trek, something new Star Trek.
Yeah. I
Well,
think
why are
that's
they
a
doing
little-
this? Like, why are
that's a
they
little
putting all of their
overzealous.
eggs in Star Trek? Like,
They're not.
I get.
Apparently, they are having some success with like The Good Wife or something being on CBS All Access, but you can't be surprised that they're milking a franchise. I mean, Star
Yeah,
Wars is
it's
doing it right
overzealous.
now.
It's overzealous. They're going to give us too many things that we don't want, and nobody's going to tune in for another 10, 15 years for the franchise.
Yeah.
Well, that's the reason why it stopped in the first place. Like, Enterprise ratings were abysmal.
No.
and-
That's a different phenomenon. That's just people being fatigued because there's too much of it, not never getting given what we want. During that whole run where we got tired of it and people stopped watching those shows is because at least it started somewhere we wanted. This current iteration of it hasn't started anywhere most people wanted that are fans of the
So
franchise.
isn't that? But they just announced 4 shows, so like they could make a show of something somebody wants.
Possibly, but I just think it's a little overzealous. I think that they should have been more refined in their idea.
You know what was weird is when they made the announcement, so many people on Facebook shared the story, and I thought it was so weird that it's all people that I never would have
I didn't
thought
see anybody
watch Star Trek. I saw it so much in my feed, and I'm like, it's all relatives and stuff, and like nobody has ever commented that they'd watch Star Trek or Star Trek: The Next Generation to be excited that Patrick Stewart is coming back. as
How
Captain
often
Picard.
do you talk about Star Trek with other people?
Maybe more if I knew there were more people that liked it.
Yeah, but why would you have assumed or known that? I mean, do you know what other shows people watch?
I don't know. Yeah, sometimes they talk about it. Everyone talking about Handmaid's Tale. Everyone's watching that.
I've never had a conversation with anybody about it, and I have not watched an episode either.
Well, I mean, if you were watching it, you'd be like
I'd have to tell
trying
everybody.
to start conversations about Handmaid's Tale. You'd be like, "Oh, it's so relevant to our times." Everybody
Water
should
Cooler
watch
Joe.
it."
Gotta tell you about the Handmaid's Tale.
No, actually, everybody at work is watching Riverdale, and they keep asking me about it, and I haven't watched it.
I don't know what that is either.
Asking you about it. Joe, have you seen the new episode?
Have you seen the new episode of
No, I
Riverdale?
haven't seen it, guys. Oh
Oh.
man.
Yeah, they want to talk about it. Like I work with mostly women, and everyone is watching Riverdale. Apparently, they love it.
'Cause they all want to fuck some teenager.
Probably.
They're just wishing that the students that they worked with were,
Not retarded.
you know,
They're fully functional.
yeah,
They have
At
all
least
chromosomes.
have one ab and a pec.
What, Joe?
I said some of them are fully functional, Dave.
How do you know that? Kids got into you?
Oh, I see what you're doing. You're making a sex joke.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were making a mind joke. Joe, I sent you a friend request.
Yeah, I don't know what this is all. Who cares about this?
I don't know what's going on with the chat anymore. I don't know what this is.
Anchor, I sent you a friend request.
What's a vanilla thunder?
I don't know. I was wondering that myself.
I assume Strange Label admin is
Mike?
Mike.
What are friend
Mike
requests? There's a friend request in the chat?
All right.
I don't know. Is there a way to register a name? Because
Who's DDP Yogi Bear?
I don't know. I don't know about this current chat, my man. It's a pretty gross looking chat.
Why do you need friends in a chat on a website?
I don't know. This chat reminds me of like the free forum, built-in forum chats from like 2004 or maybe 2002.
It does kind of look like that a little bit, but it has like a GIF button, so I guess that's
Yeah.
better than the old chat.
Yeah, I guess. This is before GIFs were a thing. They were only like alarms, sirens.
It has
What?
a limited emoji selection, and they're all terrible. Mike, pick a new chat.
Joe is an admin.
I'm not even in the chat as Joe. I don't even know who that Joe is.
What are you in as?
Dave?
I'm in it. I'm Dave.
I'm also Dave.
There's only one Dave. I don't believe you, Joe.
Dave. Who just made the sad face?
That was me.
That was Dave.
I'm sad.
Yeah, I sent a clap to the chat. Oh, look, I'm Joe.
Matt's Joe.
How am I Joe? How did that happen?
Wait, what?
How do
Did
I
you
get this?
type in that your name was Joe? Is that why?
No, I've never typed in my name. Why is it Joe?
I don't understand this chat. This is weird. Oh, change nickname.
You-
How do I change it?
I'm also
Now
Joe.
there's two Joes in here.
How do you change your nickname?
Uh,
Oh, now I see it.
Why? Now there's three Joes. Everybody's gonna be Joe. All right. Chat sucks until you get used to it. I think the only other thing that I was vaguely interested in talking about, we obviously lost James Gunn as the director for Guardians.
I don't know if that's gonna stick.
Yeah, I was reading today that they're trying to reverse it if they can.
So, we had one come back. One person came back, right? Chris Hardwick. They said they were going to do an
because he's terrible.
They were going to do an investigation.
Like the
and
least
then-
talented person is the one that gets a chance.
What?
Chris Hardwick.
Yeah,
It's-
but the thing is, like, when he abused Chloe Dykstra or whatever, like, it wasn't while he was working for AMC, so they're like, okay, case closed.
Okay.
Come back.
But James Gunn wasn't working for Disney or Marvel.
No, that's not what happened with Chris Hardwick.
Yeah, like it's not
They
relevant.
said they were going to do an investigation. The woman wouldn't participate in the investigation, so they called it off. They were like, okay, there's nothing here.
Yeah, but it also didn't happen
It
under
had
their
nothing
purview.
to do with the fact, dude. If they did an investigation and it came out that it was true, it doesn't matter when it happened. It could have
Yeah,
happened.
because a
20
lot
years
of them, like, that's how Jeffrey Tambor ended up on Arrested Development, because they were like, nothing happened on Arrested Development, so he can stay.
No, because that happened while they were on Arrested Development.
No, he got fired from Transparent because of accusations
but
on
his-
Transparent.
The stuff with Arrested Development, he was yelling at the woman on Arrested
Yes,
Development.
but that wasn't. They let him come back to Arrested because that was before
Okay,
he.
that might be the case, dude. But I guarantee you that Chris Hardwick, if they had found out that Chris Hardwick had done any of that stuff to that woman, they had fired him. They had fired him, and then they came back and said
they didn't fire him. They didn't unfire him. He wasn't
Okay.
fired. They put
Dude,
him on leave so they could
it was
investigate
gonna be
it.
all over. If it came out that he did it when he was 15 years old, that he was not
I'm
coming
confused
back.
about who he worked for at the time matters.
What I'm saying, it
Like,
doesn't matter
where did that
when
come
the
from?
time frame was, dude.
Yes, but that's how they've gotten around it on other. I'm telling you, because Jeffrey Tambor got fired from Transparent, but they allowed him on Arrested Development because they said nothing happened while he was working on Arrested Development.
I don't understand why that would matter.
That doesn't matter at all.
Look it up. I'm serious because that was a legitimate question. They got that at the press meetings. Like, why is Jeffrey Tambor on the show if he got fired from Transparent? And they said, because we did an investigation and he didn't do anything while working on Arrested Development.
Yeah, but that's not why. A lot of this stuff wasn't while they were doing something on that thing. It was
I'm
what
just
they
telling you,
did.
that's what happened.
But why? It's irrelevant to anything.
I don't know. Probably because they wanted him on Arrested Development.
But I mean, to assume that that's what worked for Jeffrey Tambor, it'll work for like that's.
I don't understand why that has any relevance here.
Naive. Yeah, James Gunn though, like he tweeted a few years ago that didn't happen while he was working at Disney. Like if they're not opening up an investigation, they fucking fired him.
Yes, but they've known about it for years. It's been brought up several times. So like they allowed him to make 2 Guardians films, and then all of a sudden came in out of nowhere because they got pressure from some
even
conservative.
then, like even assuming that he did it tomorrow, again, right? Knowing exactly what it means, it still shouldn't make him unable to make a movie. I don't see the relevance of
Obviously,
that either.
you and I and like all of us would think, all right, well, this is stupid.
It's not the same thing as raping somebody. You know? Like why is that equated at all?
What sucks is that everybody just keeps like throwing stuff at the other side, and I don't like. Everybody's just losing. Everybody's just losing, and nobody's sticking up for like one or the other. Like it's not they're seeing shit. Somebody with free speech on one side is losing. Like let's stand up. It's just good. It's their side. Their side's losing. My side's winning.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only thing that matters now. My side and your side. So. And then fucking Alex Jones gets taken off of Apple and Spotify.
Everything, yeah, YouTube.
I mean, Apple still lets him on. He has his app on the App Store, which a lot more people downloaded now that they couldn't get him on the podcasts.
Yeah. I mean, it raises awareness for Alex Jones. Like, I think most people, not most people, I think a lot of people know who he is. But even at work, there were a lot of people at work that didn't know who he was until this happened.
That's crazy that they didn't know at this point. The man is
dude,
nuts.
there's people. I mean, there's a lot of like older people that don't know what podcasts.
They didn't
are.
watch the Megyn Kelly interview with Alex Jones,
or heard or watched any news for the past like several years, because at some point he's always been in some kind of scandal.
Yeah.
Would you say those people who didn't know who Alex Jones was were Trump supporters or non-Trump supporters?
They're Trump supporters.
That's doubly surprising.
Weird.
Most of the old people at my job are Trump supporters.
I would feel like if you are a Trump supporter, you would love conspiracy theories, like so you would know who.
No, I wouldn't say that most. I would say, no, I wouldn't say most Trump supporters are conspiracy theorists.
Well, because
I would
all
say
he
most
does is
conspiracy
tweet out
theorists are Trump
conspiracy theories.
supporters.
So, like, if you're following his word as gospel, like most Trump supporters, like, wouldn't you start believing those conspiracy theories?
Maybe some. Alex Jones comes up with some fucking wild shit.
Yeah, he does.
He comes up with crazy shit.
It's
like,
but it's funny at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's funny. Like I was listening to clips of it on the Jim and Sam show, and they were talking about how like it was him going on about how Michelle Obama is a fucking transgender because she's got a bulge. And Obama is gay and has sex with multiple men a day.
Oh, my mom believed that one. She told me about that one.
It's crazy.
I don't know if she got it from Alex Jones, but she did tell me that there's a whole underground gay movement about Obama where he's gay and he just has lots of gay sex. And she doesn't understand why people aren't reporting on it more. I said, Mom, even if it's true, why would people report on that? Like, if he's just having gay sex for fun.
It's a pretty good reason for gay sex.
Joe only likes to have gay sex if it's for meaning.
Right.
Yeah, it needs to have a meaning to it.
Right. He does not like to have that free, fun-loving gay sex.
This is their plan, people. These are demons. Just like the Bible says, it's basically an intergalactic invasion into this space through people. I'm telling you, it's what all the ancients said. It's what they warned of. It's what we're dealing with. They're demons. They're frickin' interdimensional invaders, okay? I'll just say it. Make fun of me all you want on CNN or wherever, but everyone already innately knows this. These people are not frickin' humans, okay? Hillary Clinton is a goddamn demon. 42,000 pairs, 6X for the illegal aliens from south of Mexico that bus up on a train every day.
Why does he have
Ooh,
such
you can
giant
buy them in
underwear?
6X?
As a onesie, okay? I can wear this as a leotard. I mean,
Isn't half the show just him selling his own
my
stuff?
God.
Yeah, he sells a lot of supplements.
Oh my God, we're being invaded by South American walruses.
What is this?
I don't know what the relevance of this is.
Why won't he unbutton that top button? It's straining so much.
This country is so screwed up, man.
You're not supposed to sit with a suit jacket buttoned anyway. Idiot.
But look at it, it's
I don't mean
straining.
to laugh,
It's
but it's reaching a proportion. If you're a radio listener, you can't see him.
It's this camera angle.
Why is he just laughing at about underwear?
And you'll earn your way life. And this is a love affair.
I also love how his voice has progressed into like
I'm not
more and more pro wrestler.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's how he sells it. He has to be a pro wrestler.
Of justice. You love your father, the devil. You love death
The devil.
more than life. So you go with your father forever. And that's hell. Separation from God. You go.
Aluminum, again, deodorants.
You hating
People
on the
have
silver
aluminum.
people?
I am. Most farmers on you as well. Then you can protect your head from the sun so you don't get...
See how
It's a
fast I
tinfoil
did
hat.
that? Folks, I'm an expert. Every day when I leave work, I do this. Let's do a wide shot, guys. People can see the full power.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Colbert Report when they did it on this? And his like weird like scientist guy who has no credentials?
No.
Yeah, they talked about this guy, like the guy that with the long hair. He doesn't have like Alex Jones.
No, I
keeps
didn't
saying
see that,
he's like a
actually.
doctor. You did see it?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that a while ago, I think.
Everybody in the chat except for Michelle turned their name to Joe.
Oh,
I don't
they
know why I
can't
was
hear
Joe.
Alex Jones.
It was just quiet.
Yeah, I mean it's stupid. Like I obviously it's dumb that they would take a show off or take episodes off or do whatever it is that they are doing.
Is it though?
Why is it dumb?
Cause why? Why? I mean,
Because he was spreading a lot of misinformation.
It's
and
more
hate
than
speech.
that. It's it's the
yeah,
hate
but
speech.
I don't think. Okay, like obviously the people that really believe anything that he says is stupid, but I mean it's entertainment. Like even if people are believing it.
Hate speech isn't entertainment. It's hate
Yeah,
speech.
but what did he say that was hate speech?
Most of his episode is hate speech.
No, I want to give me an example of hate speech. What is it?
I don't listen to the show, but
That's what I'm
obviously
saying,
they
though,
got
like,
enough
Nobody,
complaints.
if any of the articles, any of the thing, all of it, there's not one example of hate speech.
That's not true.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, they're not
Well,
gonna
what's the
write
hate
down.
speech? Like, if you can show me the hate speech, great.
Why don't
That's
you just
fine.
Google it. Google Alex Jones
I
hate
mean,
speech.
he does a lot of stuff. Primary example that most people use is that he basically said for his supporters to harass the Sandy Hook parents.
Oh yeah, the Sandy Hook parents.
Okay, but what I'm
Pretty
saying
sure.
is they didn't do anything back then.
Yes, he
They
did.
didn't do anything with the Pizzagate. They've kept it up, and then for
Well,
whatever
no,
reason
they've just given him a
now-
bunch of strikes.
Right.
They just haven't done anything about it. Like they take him off the air for like a couple days, and then they let him come back.
YouTube is censoring
Yeah.
his show.
Everybody is.
I don't know.
Literally everybody
I
but
haven't
Twitter at
seen,
this point, and his
uh,
apps.
I haven't seen anything, any quotes of his or any clips that is actually hate speech.
I don't think.
But
people
what is your
publish
definition of hate speech then? Is
Yeah.
inciting mob violence?
What is yours? Like, I mean, what is it? What is like,
inciting mob violence against groups of people not hate speech?
do you have the clip of him saying to any type of mob violence?
That's having his followers go after Sandy Hook parents by accusing them of being whatever the
Yeah.
fuck terms
One
he
of them,
uses.
one of the parents had to move like 7 times because they kept finding him. And what about the
Sorry,
like
that counts
Pizzagate
to me,
shit
yeah.
and all that nonsense?
I mean,
This
it's
stuff
still weird
counts.
that they wouldn't have done it back. Sandy Hook was a long time ago.
Well, he continues with it. It's not like
Yeah, he still
was
does
only
it.
in 2012. He still talks about how Sandy Hook is a hoax. What I think is funny is that just everybody, you know, YouTube, Facebook, whatever, they just issue strikes and don't do anything, and then Apple bans them, and then all of a sudden everybody's like, all right, good, now we can all ban them at the
Yeah,
same
nobody
time.
wants to be the first.
Yeah, nobody just wanted to be the first for whatever reason.
Wait, what did he do to the Sandy Hook people?
He just keeps reporting that that it was a hoax, and then
No,
he
I
gets all-
understand that he's reported that it's a hoax, but I can't see anything where he's said, asked people to attack them.
He doesn't need to say it directly,
No,
regardless.
yeah, for it to be hate speech, of course.
No.
What is he saying then? That like, what has he said that is citing people to attack?
Okay, so if I tell if I just
and-
tell you this story as if it were like I'm telling you this like this is really happening, that like a fire demon is gonna like go eat your daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that isn't me saying
That's
anything
hate
at all.
speech?
No, I'm saying that that's an example of saying something. I'm not saying like go kill the demon thing. You know,
Dude, that's like fucking
That's basically
people
what he
saying, "Oh my
does.
god, I listened to the Judas Priest record and it made me want to kill somebody."
Okay, but this is him saying this. This is not him just making up something or assuming something based on what he's saying. He's saying
It is him just
these
making
people
up
are
something and
attacking you.
assuming
That's what
things.
he does. Like when you say
Okay.
that and then they respond, that's him. That's his fault.
Yeah, but a lot of people who watch it assume that he's telling them the truth.
I understand that, but a lot of people that is the same argument of saying,
it's
"I
not.
listened to the Black Sabbath." Yes,
It's
it
not
is.
the same
How
argument
is it
because this
not?
is directly saying things. This isn't
Oh my
assuming
God.
something was
He's
said
not
on an album.
saying you people need to go out there and attack the parents of Sandy Hook. He's saying, "I don't believe that it happened. It's a government conspiracy."
That's not how he's saying it, though.
How is he saying
He doesn't
it
need to
then?
say exact words. Like, speech
How
is
is he
more than
saying
what
it?
the words are.
Okay,
But he's
how is
also
he
making
saying
these
it?
accusations against parents, saying that they're stealing money from Americans, you know, and then that gets people all riled up.
What?
Because, like, he's claiming that the people, like the Sandy Hook parents, faked, you know, the deaths of their kids, and they're using it as a cash grab
Okay,
to steal
but
money
just
from
saying
Americans.
stuff like that. I get that it's wrong. I get
It's
that
more
it's
than
not
wrong. It's more than wrong.
No, what I'm saying is I get that it's incorrect information and that it's a lie. I get that. But just to go out there and say that is not hate speech. That's not what hate speech
I don't
is.
think.
What
you
is your
understand
definition
what
of hate speech?
Yeah, what is your
Get the
definition? Of it?
definition of hate speech. What is hate speech? Hate speech is speech that attacks a person or group on the basis of attributes such as race, religion, ethnic origin, national origin, sex, disability, sexual orientation, or gender identity.
Those are the only groups that are allowed to be hated.
I'm just telling, dude.
That's
the
not
law
how it
of
works.
some
No,
countries
it's
describes
about the
hate
first
speech
part of the
as-
definition,
Dude,
not the
you
second.
can't say that he's you. You
They
can't
are
say
a
that
group
what
of
he's doing is
people.
hate speech.
They are a group of people, are they not?
Again,
you're only
dude,
a group
like,
of people if you're all black. Is that what we're saying?
it's the same argument of saying, if comedians make jokes about
That's not the same
rape.
thing. Then we know
He's
that's
not
not the
making
same
a
thing.
joke. He's saying
Dude,
that they are
Daniel
literally.
Tosh had a joke where he said, "Oh, this bitch should get raped."
Yes. Again, it's not the same thing because we know that to be in jest. He doesn't say things in jest.
How do you know what
That
his
matters.
intent
The
is?
intent
I-
matters.
dude, he's a character. How do you know he's not going out there
But
like
he
I'm
had-
the
he's
character?
He
testified
doesn't
that he's not a
portray himself
character.
as a character. His fans and followers think that he's the real deal.
Okay, that's fine. there are people that believe certain people are the real
Okay,
but
that's not the same thing.
You
It's
are
not the
you're,
same thing at
you're
all.
mixing up the argument here. Like
No,
he's
I'm
a
not.
character
I'm
to
really
you,
not.
but he's not a character to other people.
But
That's why
that
that's hate
be the
speech
case
to
with
them.
anybody.
No,
dude.
because he has testified that he is not a character. He has testified in court about these things.
I thought in court that was the big reveal was that he actually testified.
No, because
he
didn't
says a lot of
testify
that.
that.
stuff.
His lawyer
his lawyer
tried
did.
to say
Yeah,
that.
okay.
Yeah, he didn't. He
Wait,
recanted
well, that's
that.
fine. His lawyer did.
No, but he recanted that.
Oh my god. I don't know. I haven't. I don't know what he said that's actual hate speech, and I don't think that you just saying, like again, you guys just saying it, and me reading what hate speech is.
And I told you,
here,
okay, so a group of people is only a group of black people, Jews, or whatever else. You can't be a group of anything else. This is basically what that definition of
They
hate
are a
speech
group
was.
of victims from Sandy Hook. Like, isn't that not it?
Your definition
he didn't say
specified
attack
groups.
them. He did not tell anybody to attack.
But
them.
it's more
That's
than
not
just
what
the
hate
exact
speech
word
is.
that
Hate
is
speech
said.
Isn't just like you can attack them now.
Yeah, that's not what
He's
that
just
is.
spreading lies and falsehoods, calling them terrible people that they're stealing from you because they've faked this whole thing and then they're playing on your sympathies.
But what is this? Sandy Hook is a synthetic, completely fake with actors, in my view, manufactured. I couldn't believe it at first. I knew they had actors there, clearly, but I thought they killed some real kids. And it just shows how bold they are, that they clearly used actors. I mean, they even ended up using photos of kids killed in mass shootings here and a fake mass shooting in Turkey. So yeah, Pakistan.
Yeah.
The sky's the limit.
Okay. I don't know how that's not inciting huge amounts of violence.
What about that incites violence? He did not.
Because
ask
you're
people
telling
to
all
go
of your
attack
followers who are
He's just
clearly
telling people
deranged
that
that this is what's happening, and this is why they get chased in the streets from these random people.
I'm sorry, it just isn't. You can't take what he's doing as hate speech. If you're gonna do that, then you really ride that slippery slope.
No, you don't, because there's a difference between ingest. He has
Yes, you do.
testified that he's
It's
telling you facts. That is what he has done. Nobody else has. No other comedian goes and testifies. By the way, guys, you know that's not how this works. He is told the court
exactly.
that
It's
he is
crazy,
telling
it's
you
irresponsible,
truths.
but it's not inciting.
No,
violence.
it is.
He's not inciting
It
violence.
is, because there's
It is
nothing to
not.
assume that he
I'm
is
sorry,
lying
you're
about.
definitely both of you are wrong.
No,
This is
we're
not
not.
inciting violence.
We're not.
No, we're not.
Unless
You're
you
the
can-
one that's wrong.
No, it's dude.
Yes, you
find-
are. You're totally
You're comparing
wrong.
it to so many not comparable
Yeah.
things.
Dude, you got to tell me what is him saying. Attack somebody. He's saying that
It's
it's
more
not
than
real.
that.
That's
It's more than that.
That's
Why
the
do you
only
need
thing
it
you
so
have, is, like,
specific?
he
It's
needs
not
to
that
tell you to go
specific.
attack somebody
because
for it
that's
to be hate
inciting
speech.
violence. Stupid.
It's not
That's
that
not-
specific.
It is.
No, it's
that
not.
specific. You're being deliberately obtuse about it. I think.
I
for
am
some reason.
definitely not being obtuse about it. I'm just saying you haven't showed me anything that's him actually inciting some sort of violence that would equate to what hate speech is.
Okay.
That is what hate speech is, for one thing. So stop telling us that it's a different definition than the one you just read. But also,
Okay.
he has like
Uh,
it's insane.
but you can't show me that where he has.
That shows you. That example is showing
I
you.
think that you just don't like him because he's
No.
not somebody who agrees with you.
Yeah, that's
and
what I
so
think of Alex
therefore,
Jones. That's
it's okay.
Yep, it's okay to. It's fine. Alex Jones is a totally cool guy. I just don't agree with him.
I'm not saying that he's a cool guy. I don't agree with anything that he says. I'm just saying he shouldn't be prevented from saying it. There's nothing that he does or says that
He can still say
shouldn't
it.
be allowed
Nothing's
on Apple.
preventing him from having his own service.
Obviously, I get that, but I'm just saying it's hypocritical of Apple to go after that and
No,
not
it's
go
not.
after.
It's really not. It's not the
it
same
is.
thing.
It is.
There are very few shows that you can compare it to, and none that have
There-
the
of course
notoriety.
There's very few shows, but is Amazon going to take off music that incites violence?
Okay, but that's not the same thing.
Also, it
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
matter
Why?
if Apple
Because people accusing
considers-
music that incites violence isn't actually music that incites violence. That's different.
It really doesn't matter either way. This is a private technology platform. They have, no interest in keeping him on if they don't want to.
I
That's
get that.
totally
I
up to them.
understand that. That's fine. It's
They
just
don't have to give a
hypocritical.
reason if they don't want to.
That's fine. It's just hypocritical.
Why is it hypocritical?
Why not take down the music that incites violence?
Because it's not the same. And if it directly is inciting
Why?
violence, if they're actually saying things like this,
It's a form of
and people
entertainment.
think
Why
and
isn't
have
it the
heard
same?
him testify in court where he would go to jail if he is lying to you, so you think that, oh man, then he must be telling me the truth because we know that he has assumed that. And that's how we have to take him. I mean, that's a different thing. Musicians not being like, oh, by the way, guys, do everything that my song says before you listen, like as soon as you listen to it. That's not how it is.
I
You're
guess
comparing
I
it to a different thing. This is
agree
not
to
that
disagree.
sort of example.
Person, but I'll tell
guess
you
we'll
what.
have to agree to
Taps you and breaks
disagree.
your nose and you punch them in their nose. Surrounds into your little pumpkin head. I will
I
volunteer
think
when they
we
get
can both agree
convicted
that you're wrong.
to kick that switch.
That's
and
fine.
have your head
I mean,
and
I understand that, but I also
and
understand
they'll
that
just break
you're
your jaw.
both
You're not gonna do
Not
nothing,
wrong.
you little wimp, and grab it with
being
my
a bit
hands
hypocritical.
and rip the
That's
mandible
all.
off your
Being
head.
hypocritical.
Whatever you do
Definitely
to
are.
me, Pizzagate as
No.
it's called, is a rabbit hole
I don't
that is
agree to that.
horrifying to go down.
Well,
You
that's
have to-
fine.
I just like, yeah.
I
like,
don't agree that I'm wrong, so I guess that's
it's
where
totally
we stand.
cool to tell people that your government is run by pedophiles in a pizza shop. Like, that's totally cool. No threat, guys, by the way, so don't do anything about it. It's fine
It's
that
just
they're pedophiles.
weird that when that happened, they didn't do anything.
But they
let it
did. There were
run.
other
And
steps to
then
be
now
taken,
they,
man.
They
Like,
said, "Hey, we're gonna take him off now."
Why is that weird? Like,
I don't
now
understand
he's
why
built
that's
up
weird.
a whole library of offenses. Now it's time to cut him loose.
But what was the straw? What was the tipping point?
Does it matter? Apple.
I think
Apple
it
just
does.
decided they didn't want to.
Okay,
And then
it just
everyone
was
else
weird
said
that
we've
all
been
of a
giving you
sudden,
lots of strikes.
YouTube,
and
Spotify, all of it said, "Hey, we're done."
yeah,
Yeah,
because they
that can
wanted
happen.
somebody else to do it first.
Okay,
Clearly,
that-
they gave them a
that's-
bunch of strikes on their various services where they took them
But
down for a
it's-
while.
I find it to be weird. Like, why not? All right, after Sandy Hook, hey, yeah, this is bullshit.
Okay,
Get rid of it.
that is strange. It should have
And
happened
again,
before.
it's still very hypocritical because
It should have happened way
uh,
earlier.
you know there are other things on their services that are
Yes,
just
but
the same thing.
very few have the notoriety, if any. That is the
Okay.
difference.
They're still doing it.
Okay, yeah, but they can't. Not everything is going to be perfect, and very few have the notoriety. You'd assume that the most obvious choice would be the obvious choice. You know?
Oh, well, I find it. I don't think that they should have taken him off of Apple, iTunes, whatever that they took him off.
Why? Apple is a private company; they can do whatever they want with.
I
their
know.
service.
I don't agree with it. I get that they can. I just don't. I think it's silly.
So for the
You
same
agree to that when you start posting stuff on there. We agreed when we started posting the Lotus Cast on
right,
there. They could
but
take us
wait,
off at any
Matt.
point.
For example, assume that we just brought in a new person to the show, and they were just like an unabashed pedophile. We had to listen to all of his pedophile stories and everything, and just be totally cool with it. Would you be fine with that on the show, or would you not want him to be on your show? Right? That's all Apple's saying is they don't want to be part of this. They don't want to lend their
Okay,
voice
but
to
they
promoting
allow
the show.
the other bullshit. That's what I'm saying.
But not necessarily. I mean, there is a system of chances that he got, and he did get strikes in the past.
I don't think we're going to come to terms.
I don't know what the straw man you're trying to. An example isn't a straw man. I was clearly using it as an example for something relative to Matt, not something else. He's not Apple.
What?
I don't know. I was accused of using a straw man. It's not a straw man. It's not
Oh,
what a straw
I
man
didn't
is.
see that. I think you just said straw man. I don't know what that means.
It's a argument. A bad argument. But yeah. I don't know. I'm totally fine with it. I mean, it should have happened a long time ago. That's the worst part about it, is that it should have been years ago. But if it's now, whatever, I'm fine with it being now.
Yeah, and it's just as long as it's the other person's side.
That's not how that works. I mean, I don't think anybody else
Wait.
should really be taken off of
Did Mike
air.
say that Dave was making a straw man, or Matt was making a straw man?
me,
How do you know?
Okay, that's weird.
because he agrees with you.
Oh, I don't know. This woman's breastfeeding a 4-year-old.
Why? What?
Matt's
It's
just
on
looking at
Yahoo.
breastfeeding videos.
Why is that on
What?
Yahoo?
Love a good breastfeeding video.
Because he just he uses Yahoo as his homepage.
I know, that's
and
so
then he
weird. I
clicks
can't
on
believe you
Yahoo
still do
News.
that.
I mean, it's the best
My
place.
dad
to
does
get
it with MSN. just because it's like the default thing in Firefox or whatever that one, you know?
I was gonna say, did you just open Internet Explorer and there's MSN News?
It's super weird. Even though I set his homepages to...
If it wasn't for Yahoo, I wouldn't have known about Goldberg.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, that was all over the place.
I
From
don't
the
know.
Mighty Ducks, he's like a crackhead now.
Is he? Wasn't he in a commercial where like he got shit dumped on his head a few years ago?
No, you gotta look it up. You gotta look up the picture.
Yeah.
Was he beat up? What the hell happened to him? Holy
no,
God.
they arrested him looking like that.
What the hell? How does he look 70? That's not him.
From like the crack.
No, that's not him. That's a different person.
39 years old.
That's a different person. That's not a 39-year-old man.
That's him.
He was arrested as part of a group that was behaving erratically with flashlights.
No, nobody. This does not look like a. I don't believe.
But it's him. They ID'd him.
Maybe he's a crackhead that stole his ID, but that does not
I'm
look
sure
like.
they used his fingerprints.
That's not a 39-year-old man.
Maybe it's a false flag operation.
Yeah, it's a false flag.
Maybe it's a straw man.
He's a straw man.
Yeah.
He does look like
he
a
is now.
He does not look healthy.
That is not a 39-year-old man. That's crazy.
I mean, he looks great. He's thin.
I was gonna say.
I mean, I only see the neck up, but that part doesn't look good. But you can see
It
how
doesn't
thin he
look
is from
like
the
he.
neck.
Yes, he looks thinner, but he looks thinner because he has like more of a Popeye face than anything.
Yeah, but you know what was sad about this is clearly like nobody in his life cared about him. They just let him be a drug addict.
Is that what the article said? I didn't want to read it.
The article didn't say that, but like that was my first impression. It's just like, how does like, because they showed a picture of him in 2015 when he was like 35, like, and he looks normal. So like, how does this happen in 3 years of an adult life that nobody, intervened on his behalf?
What commercial was that he was in?
Why don't you look it up? His name's Sean Weiss.
His name
Oh, it was meth. He was arrested for meth possession.
Meth. Are you watching Better Call Saul?
Me or Joe? Because I'm not.
I'm not.
Did you ever watch it, Dave?
I watched the first episode and it was like, I don't feel like watching this now. I'll watch it at some later point in my life.
I just haven't.
Yeah.
All right. You guys got anything else to add to the evening?
No. Not really.
Final thoughts?
I can't find this commercial. It was a fast food, like he was ordering food, like fast food or something.
Are you sure it was him?
And then
I don't
shit
think
was
it was
dumped on
him.
his head.
The guy does not look like he's done anything. And
Maybe it was longer ago than I'm thinking, but I still can't find it.
Are you sure you aren't just thinking of the Mighty Ducks movie?
Yeah.
Like maybe they were watching TV or something?
Yeah.
Or that part where they went to Rodeo Drive? Or how he was in the background.
I know
when
the movie, Joe.
They went, Charlie, this isn't an NBA.
I like Alex Joe. He had the inside info on Pizzagate until they got him.
Yeah, whatever. I can't find it. I give up. Matt?
Oh, Joe has a final thought.
No, Joe's final thought was his response. That's it.
Yeah, I don't really have a...
You don't have a final thought? It's been weeks since we've done a show and you don't have a final thought?
I literally have nothing going on in my life. My life is boring.
That's not true. You're playing Battle for Azeroth.
That's not.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask.
Bleeding from your stomach.
Well, yeah, but we talked about the bleeding from my stomach. I had something about WoW that I wanted to ask you guys, and now I kind of forget what it was. Because I was playing it the other day, but I forget. Yeah, I'll probably ask you some other times.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really have a final thought either.
Are you gonna take Tuesday off so you can play Battle for Azeroth?
I will not take Tuesday off.
Are you gonna get home early so we can play Battle for Azeroth?
I will probably, yeah, I'll probably be home a little early.
I was thinking about calling in sick on Tuesday.
I mean,
I don't want to play without you, so. And Dave's on Horde, so he can't play with us.
I mean,
Well, we could always move
boost
to
a
Horde.
dude also.
I did just boost to 110.
I can do that. I don't know if I will, but I can. I also can boost 100.
What should I play, Dave?
I don't know. Whatever you want. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
They
but
all
what
do the
should
same
I
thing.
play?
They all do the same things at this point. They're all the same.
But what should I play?
I don't.
Matt has like 3 or 4 110s, and he doesn't know which one he should use.
I don't care at all.
I've played the Demon Hunter. I've played the Mage. I've played a Druid as a tank and a healer. And I don't know what I would like to like. I don't think I want to main as the Mage.
Why not?
I don't know. I just don't like the Mage that much. Like it doesn't grip me.
Well, what kind of character? Like melee or ranged
I
character?
don't know, man. I was hoping Dave would tell me.
I really don't know. I also don't really care.
What are you maining these days?
I'm not. I logged in to do the pre-event stuff to like look at it, and then logged out on.
What'd
the
you play
character.
as?
I had a paladin, but that's just what I had. I don't know what I'm gonna play, if I'm gonna play anything really at all.
I always play as my paladin first run, so I know I'm definitely going to be doing Alliance paladin, but afterwards, I don't know. I kind of want to play a priest because like Anduin's cool shit in the trailer.
Did you go to GameStop?
Yeah,
Why?
because I was just like across the street from there, so I walked over there and bought a Switch.
Is that where you bought? You bought all this stuff at GameStop?
No, just the Switch.
And you bought games, I'm
Just
sure.
just Zelda.
Why would you buy it at GameStop? It's literally the worst company ever.
Because I was there. Didn't feel like waiting 2 days to order it
It's
online.
also the same price everywhere.
It's the same
so, like,
price,
it doesn't
exactly.
matter.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's GameStop.
yeah,
hate
but I
Game-
don't really have means of travel, so
Sometimes I go to GameStop at lunch when I'm bored and I have nothing to do.
yeah.
And I'll just like wander and look at games.
I mean, I'll go in there if it's like a store that's close by, but I'll look. I won't buy anything. I hate them.
Yeah, I don't
You
like them
used
either,
to, like,
but
buy and pre-order all your games. You'd tell me about it. You'd be like, "Oh, I went to GameStop to get this game." When you lived in
No, I
Blackstone.
really didn't.
Yeah, because you were like, it was down the
I
street from
never
you.
pre-ordered anything from GameStop, ever. And I always talked about. I talked one time about how I bought BioShock Infinite there, and it was the worst time of my life, and I would never go to a GameStop again.
Listen, I did a midnight launch at GameStop, and it was the worst time of my life, and I
Same.
would never do it again.
You are a filthy liar.
No, I did.
No, I'm saying I never talked about how I went to fucking GameStop.
I remember you telling me like, "Oh, there's a GameStop down the street. I wouldn't have picked up this game there."
It's just
But I also remember you saying you hated GameStop. So I was like, "Oh, but it's," and you're like, "Oh, it's just down the street."
one-time things happen, and it's like, oh, you eat eggs all the time.
well, I mean,
You do!
you're saying that about like sort
So
of me.
fucking
You're-
weird,
you're
dude. You're
telling me
such
that
a
I
weird
shouldn't.
person.
Why? The last couple times I visited you, we had eggs for breakfast several times,
That was the last time you visited.
and the time before that too, because
Oh,
we
what?
went. Yeah, we did because we made those
I don't
breakfast
understand
burritos.
that. I
We
don't
made
understand.
breakfast burritos, and then the last time we made those salsa eggs.
No, the breakfast burritos were like a long time ago in winter. It was
Yeah.
cold.
I'm just saying. You said last year was your egg epiphany.
Yeah.
And we had eggs in winter. And the last time I was there, I eat eggs all the time. I love eggs.
Okay, are we done?
Thanks for listening. Yeah, we're done.
Thanks for listening, and tune in next time.
So
at
you're
the-
writing a theme song?
What
Are you writing us a theme song?
is that? What that sounded like?
It did. You were like, and this is us next time.
No, that wasn't a theme song.
What was that?
It was me
just the Dave
mocking
song?
how Matt was saying it.
Mike wants us to check in quarterly with a pedophile.
Yeah.
I will say this last episode of We Are America or Who Is America.
Yeah.
He gets some conservative guy in.
The guy who just
and
didn't
he's-
bite at all.
What's that?
The guy who didn't bite at all with the pedophile thing.
Oh no, it was that was just funny because he just kept calling him a pedophile.
Yeah, he
And-
didn't bite. It was kind of sad.
He was like, I liked how he tried to diffuse him though by using words that he would understand because he was like a liberal guy.
Yeah.
Like I would be insulted. I would be hurt if you did that, and I would be triggered.
Yeah.
You know, it's like he just never used those words.
The triggered part was really funny.
It's like I'm just trying to show how important it is that you don't give me a credit to this book.
Yeah.
That book was pretty great. I loved how that one panel was the guy, the male rabbit jerking off to the porn.
Yeah.
And it showed like rabbit boobs.
Yeah.
And then the girl rabbit was masturbating in the bed, but she had a bra on.
Yeah.
I was like, why? Why is this one so graphic and then this one's covered up?
It was great. And then Joe Arpaio saying that he would suck Trump's dick.
Yeah, I mean,
weird.
he didn't know that what he was.
Yeah, he had no
agreeing
idea.
to.
I know that's not as funny. I was kind of sad about that, but he did say some ridiculous stuff. But that was
of
was
course
just goofy.
I don't understand that. How did they book that? How did Joe Arpaio or whatever his name is?
Yeah. Arpaio.
Why did he even agree to do that?
I know.
Why did his people say that that's something we should do? Let's go to an unboxing guy on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like,
who was like
what?
weird? Like if they did any he provided any background information, like,
sure,
it would sound weird anyway.
Yeah. I'm really curious what the angle was there, like how they hooked him or tricked him into being on that. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Can I just mention? I might have said.
Now you
this
have a final
before,
thought?
Yeah. Why does Langell keep watching Nightcrawler?
What?
Does anybody have any idea?
Does he
Like
watch
on
it
my
a lot?
Plex, like Langell watches a movie, like or several movies every night, but it's always Nightcrawler. Like every time I'm checking in, he's watching Nightcrawler. The Jake Gyllenhaal creep movie where he drives around Los Angeles. He's watching it right now. Like it just started playing it.
I have no idea. That's strange, but
That's
I guess not the
weird.
weirdest. I have some people that watch the same movie every night for months.
This is what he does. He watches something and then he'll watch Nightcrawler.
Like every night, he'll watch another movie, but no matter what, he can't go to bed without watching Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler, yeah. It's like what puts him to sleep.
That's kind of funny.
It's a weird movie to want to.
Yeah, like the movie's good. It's just not.
It was good, but I saw it the one time and I'm like, this is good.
Exactly.
That's
exactly. That's exactly how I felt about it.
Oh, that's where it ended for me. One time.
But yeah, it's pretty funny. No idea, Joe. Sorry.
Whatever. I guess I can't delete that movie ever off my Plex.
Have you deleted anything off your Plex?
Yeah, actually, I deleted some stuff. Like movies I was positive people weren't watching.
Why?
Like, I need
Like
the space.
Youth?
No, Youth is still there.
Why is Youth still there?
I thought everybody loved the cover.
I don't think anybody's watching Youth.
Probably not.
I don't think
I
anybody
need-
ever watched Youth. I don't think
need
you
to do
watched.
a call. I haven't watched it. No, it was an Oscar movie one year. That's the only reason I have it. I have to go through and delete stuff because I'm hitting my limit of storage.
Oh.
But also, like Langell sometimes asks me to download shit that's on Netflix because he doesn't have Netflix.
Yeah, I get a lot of that too.
And I don't like carrying that stuff around. Like I don't want to carry a full season or multiple seasons of Orange is the New Black.
Carrying
Just
it
needs some
around.
space. Huh?
Carrying it around.
Yeah. So I need to go through and delete stuff off my Plex.
Cool. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.